Forget the crowd. Forget the crowd. Forget the crowd.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Great, good, nice, sort of, kind of, okay? Yes? Okay. Well, good evening once again. Welcome to africaBeta, the main edition of africaBeta. My name is Lamide Akikobi. I'm a journalist and a documentary maker sometimes, and quite a tech lover, so I'm looking forward to tonight's event. So as you know, tonight we'll be talking about Chat 3.0, how chat applications will power the next level of online commerce. And I think tonight's program will lots of experts talk about what's happening with chat, how we're sort of moving it to the next level. This event is hosted by africaBeta, Nigeria's largest tech blog, and sponsored by WeChat, which is the world's fastest growing social communication app. So can we have a round of applause for africaBeta and WeChat?
I can't get the sound.
Alright, a little bit of housekeeping, getting out of the way. We're going to be live tweeting. Hopefully you guys will be participating on Twitter, and if you're going to have pictures, posting on Instagram, and of course sharing on WeChat. Our hashtags for the day are hashtag africaBeta and WeChat Beta. So we have two hashtags for the day. We also have a raffle draw that's going to be happening later on. And if you don't already have WeChat downloaded, please download WeChat and follow WeCentral. And then you'll be eligible to win one of two Samsung Note Edge. Two Samsung Note Edge phones are being given away to you. There's also a live stream going on, so if you'd like to tweet about that as well, there's a live stream going on at africaBeta.co. And so people at home will also be eligible for probably download WeChat and join or follow WeCentral. So that's pretty much what's happening today. We're going to start off today with a presentation by the CEO and co-founder of WeChat Media, Shane Taylor. We have a round of applause for Mr. Shane.
Thank you very much. So thank you for coming. My name is Shane Taylor, as Lamide very ably said, and this is the first edition of africaBeta. I don't like my phone, so I'm holding this phone for a special reason, so I'll explain to you why I'm holding this phone. I'm holding it okay. Okay, so the reason we came up with the idea of africaBeta was that we're seeing a lot of technology coming into the African markets that was interesting and that was changing how business and life was going on. But some of it is really new. There's what we also already know a lot about social networking and e-commerce and so on and so forth. But there's a lot of stuff that is a bit nascent, and the idea for africaBeta was to try and highlight some of those technologies and give people the opportunity to kind of like figure out, what was coming up soon and take advantage and how to take advantage of it. So, sorry. So the first question I'd like to ask everybody is, how big is chat? Right? So how big is chat? Well, the thing is, I want to ask everybody to take a look at your phone and ask yourself, what is the thing that you do the most for your phone? Really, like, what's the thing that you spend most time doing? And I'm sure that most of the time you tell me that when you're chatting with someone with some chat app, that's probably what you spend the most time doing. And then social networking, and even with social networking, you're already in private messages, DMs, some chat applications, or so on and so forth. But I'll tell you how large chat actually is. 8 of 10 most downloaded apps in the world are chat applications. 8 of 10 most downloaded apps in the world. That is insane. So if you think about it, like only 2 apps in the top 10 downloaded apps in the world are not chat applications. Everything else has some chat. What's the name? The biggest apps in the world are chat applications. So, and up to 70% of what people do from messaging is done with the chat application. So you're looking at probably the biggest thing that people do on their phones. And so, if you look at like what young people are doing, they spend so much time with their phones chatting that you kind of like think the business is trying to reach your customers where they are, then you're asking yourself, how do I reach these guys in the chat applications that they are so obviously addicted to? most importantly, how do you make like a ton of money from that? Because chat applications are notorious for not, making anyone money. So how do we actually make money? How does anyone actually make money from that? Well, I'll tell you. So WeChat, for example, so WhatsApp, for example, has an average revenue per user. An average revenue per user of $1. So ever you probably spend $1 buying WhatsApp, and there is no other way WhatsApp makes money from you ever. Now, some of you have been using WhatsApp for 5 years without ever once being asked to pay a cent, 1 red cent. On the other hand, WeChat makes $7 for every user. Now that's the highest average revenue per user in the world. This is the only chat app that will figure out a consistent way to make money from people who chat. So the question we want to ask is, how did they do it? How can African businesses take advantage of it as people use chat applications a lot more? Today, to help us discuss this is Adia from Excellence, Director of Digital Services. I got that right, yes? Yes. So she's going to tell us basically how telcos are responding to the chat threats. Bearing in mind that like a quarter of their SMS volume has gone down because of the chat applications. We've got Demutia from WeChat. He's going to tell us what opportunities WeChat has in the African market and how businesses can take advantage of that. We've got Itop from Tilde. He's going to give us a bit of an idea of how this business or how they're reconfiguring their business to move to a more mobile age. Unfortunately, one of our guests will not make it today, so she's not on the slides. We're going to have demos from people who have actually done this and how they're actually making money from the applications. And we're going to give out one of these, apparently. Here's now. Okay? So we're giving out 2 of these. The only way to win those is that you have to have WeChat downloaded, because that's the only way we're going to put them out. So, free of charge, you're not going to spend any money, but you have to have WeChat downloaded to be able to participate in figuring out how to win them. The hashtags for the event, as Daphne has told you, are WeChat and africaBeta. Enjoy yourselves and have a fantastic day. Thank you very much.
Change back to Philip.
And we have a round of applause for the very dapper Shay Taylor. No t-shirt today. Alright guys, so hopefully you have a good idea of what's happening today. Now let me just remind you again. Hashtags are actually WeChat Beta and africaBeta. And hopefully those on the live stream who are just joining us, hi everyone. Remember to download WeChat and follow WeCentral to be eligible for the raffle draw. Okay, it's now time for us to introduce our second speaker, I suppose, but the only lady on the panel today, Ms. Adia Soho. She's going to be talking to us about Chat 3.0. So let's give her a round of applause as we welcome her.
I'd like this to be a little bit more conversational. I know everybody here hates telcos and thinks we make way too much money. So let's keep this friendly, guys. Keep the peace. So I'll sit down. Also because I didn't prepare any slides. So when Shay asked me to speak, I sort of said, okay, what do you want me to talk about? And just now he mentioned that there is a perceived threat. And yeah, you could use that word, and I'll try to outline where that threat is coming from. But the one thing I want us to have a clear idea of is that there's also an opportunity. But we can take advantage of that opportunity on our own. We need all of you here, all of you that are trying to get some messaging, all of you to be players and join on that opportunity with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Better.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the mobile telco value chain. Right? You have the equipment manufacturers, that give us all the hardware that allows us to create the minutes and the megabytes that we use. Then you have us. And what happened now is with the advent of with new technology, you have the internet, you now have devices manufacturers, but that's where the fragmentation begins, right? You have lots of device manufacturers and you have lots of content producers and OTC players and e-commerce and all of that. Now, what I see happening, right, because my job at Etisalat as the Director for Digital Business is to sort of work with all of you to try to find opportunities to monetize your respective businesses. But the challenge is that when you're dealing with that kind of fragmentation, it's really, really tough, right? Very often I have to sort of break a few people's, hearts, and they come up to me and they say, I've got this great idea for an app. I have 0 users, but I'd like your 23 million. And I'm like, I'm sorry, 99% of apps make no money. You're in the business of creating platforms just for the sake of creating platforms. I'm in the business of making money. So we have to meet somewhere in the middle. But having said that, the important thing to recognize is that Etisalat, for instance, has 23 million customers, and maybe 1 or 2 might be interested in your business. However, we need to make sure that we don't start driving costs in each other's business. But anyway, I've worked with a couple of OTTs, or people that use messaging in their businesses, right? But the pitch they brought to me was, this is the type of customer I have, this is how many of them I have, this is how much data they consume, and by the way, they consume this data every day. At that point, it's a completely different conversation, right? I'm very interested and I will be after you. Rather than you coming to me saying, I have a dream on an app and I think I'm the next one to happen, right? And I think messaging plays a huge role in helping you create apps that are sticky and that can be monetized. So we talked about the telco value chain. What's our core business? It's minutes and megabytes, right? That's the other thing people really, really need to remember. When you come into a telco and you're trying to create an opportunity, my core business is to sell minutes and megabytes. If you're not helping me do that, I don't know what conversation we're having, okay? Now, that business, however, is changing across the world. Telcos are going in different directions. We don't have a standard look and feel anymore. Some telcos have stepped into the content business, like Verizon has picked up AOL in order to deliver content to consumers. And on the back of that is a mobile advertising business. Telcos in the East, for instance, like an entity, Docomo, has stepped more into infrastructure, so they do hardware and software as a service and so on and so forth, right? So they're offering all these types of solutions. But what's driving all of these, right? We're looking at data, and we're trying to understand what is data being used for, right? We'll give you some, I'll throw out some big numbers. 50% is video, 20% is messaging. Now, when you're the telco and you're seeing your traffic, right, being driven by such big categories, it's very interesting. But now, when those categories in and of themselves are finding ways to monetize over your pipe in a way that we don't participate, that's where the word threat starts getting thrown around, right? So when you have the YouTubes of the world selling advertising without any participation with the mobile telco, that's what creates a challenge. And when you have, messaging or WeChat trying to do the same thing, yes, in the video I see you, trying to do the same thing, right? That's where we have a challenge. So the telcos all over the world have reacted differently to this, and I'll go into that a little bit better, a little bit later. So, but just to go back to my main point, is when you're driving a lot of traffic and there's a partner in the room that is not in the conversation, there's always going to be a challenge. Okay? So to go to some statistics now, I mentioned that 20% of all traffic on the internet is messaging. Actually, he's right. We've seen an impact on our SMS business, and that's because from our understanding of the consumer, right? So take a bottle of Coke, right? A Nigerian would rather take a sip from that bottle of Coke and buy it one sip at a time than buy the whole bottle of Coke knowing they're going to drink it. Right? So this also makes every SMS painful, almost like bill shock. It's easier to move your messaging traffic from SMS, which you have to pay for each and every single one, to data because you don't see each transaction. Okay? On top of that, there's a grey market for SMS now. Messaging is kind of something like that, but then there are providers that can terminate SMSs into Nigeria without being in Nigeria. Right? So there are many ways, many things that are eroding that revenue stream. I also talk about mobile advertising being sort of another form of monetization. to participate in. And I'll give you a good example of where this challenge was most obvious. Everybody remembers when the iPhone came out, 10 years ago? They partnered with a telco in the US called AT&T. And what they did there was they offered unlimited data on the biggest data hub on the internet right now. So if you have an iPhone, it is probably costing you a lot more to use data on this one because it just shoots it up and spits it out, right? So what that meant is that for us, we have this voice business where all over the world, maybe not in Nigeria, it's going down. You found this new business called data, right? And then you give it to this iPhone, which is just eating into it, right? So the revenue per kilobyte just went beneath zero. If you go back to the US now, only one telco is doing unlimited plans, and they are the challenger in the market. Everybody has backed up on that, right? Because what was happening there was that telcos had to keep upgrading their networks to keep up with the traffic, and they were making less money per kilobyte, right? And what was driving this? Video messaging are two of the big categories. Okay? So these are the reactions that telcos, for instance, have taken. In the UAE, for instance, in reaction to messaging, the connections to messaging apps have been deliberately degraded, right? So that they don't, if you have an unlimited plan, messaging is not necessarily driving too much traffic that you cannot control, and therefore driving cost. So, I don't say all this to mean that there is no conversation, right? But like I said, I know that a lot of you guys and a lot of internet businesses will first think of engagement first and monetization when somebody buys a company, right? That's nice. But unfortunately, to keep the lights on, to buy diesel, I'm sure we're all buying diesel and petrol, telcos need to figure out how to make money every single day. Right? It's just an unfortunate truth. So we have to find a way to meet in the middle. The interesting thing about messaging, right, is that it can potentially take you closer to monetizing your business. And when you have money, I don't seem like so much of a bad guy when it's not time to partner, right? Because then there's an opportunity for me to drive revenue in your business, you drive data usage in my business, and then we make the pie bigger for everybody. So that's the interesting, I guess the interest I have in messaging. Because it's very important that you guys help us keep the lights on rather than drive the lights off. I think the other thing to do is you need to recognize the whole market and that the fortune really is at the bottom of the pyramid. When your driver is telling you how WeChat is adding value to his life or how messaging is making him use the internet more, it's really, that's when you've hit the gold mine, right? Because then you're driving value, you're driving GDP, and you're creating an ecosystem that can actually survive. It's like Sherry just said, most apps historically have not made money and will never make money. But you need to focus on being in that 1% in whatever app store that you upload your app and make money. Okay? And so I mean, really, all I'm trying to say is messaging is a very important, potentially important component you can have in your business because it takes you closer to monetization. It creates stickiness, which means you create the kind of customer that a telco will want from you, right? But you need to go out and find your customers and deliver a value proposition to them, and then come back to a telco and then there's a discussion. But otherwise, if there's no monetization opportunity, then it's more of a you're a threat type of conversation. But I really believe, and I hope that my presence at this forum indicates that there's definitely a lot to talk about. We haven't figured it out. I don't think anybody in the world has figured it out, but we're willing to try. That was all I had. Thanks.
Okay, well, if we could just take maybe one or just two questions for Adia. Does you have a question? Nobody has an app that can make money that they think can, so I don't know. They know where to find you? Where can they find you? Can they find you on? All right, another, you have a question? Okay, one question from this side.
Yeah. All right, good. I heard about Dobot's partnership with Etisalat.
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's quite fantastic. I love the aspect of zero-rated data that you gave to them. Okay, so that somebody can actually download Dobot. Okay, I was listening to your conversation and you said where you get so excited is when you know that there's an app that drives data sales for you. And the partnership with Etisalat and Dobot offers zero-rated data. So it's kind of contrasting. Actually, I want to know, how do you benefit from that? Because people are actually driving a lot of transactions, data volumes on the network. I'm sure it's going to increase the cost of sale. At the same time, you're giving it free, zero-rated on it. By the way, it's good for Dobot, and it's good for many other apps that I want to get into as well. So I would just like you to explain about that.
Sure. Firstly, we actually didn't zero-rate it. I think that's one of the challenges we find with consumers, right, is that consumers get annoyed when they have to pay for data and pay for content and pay for one more thing. So what we try to do is consolidate it into one payment activity. So we bundle everything together, both the content and the data, and deliver it to the consumer. So it might look like it's zero-rated, but it's definitely not. Like I mentioned, video is 50% of the internet. That is the absolute last thing we are going to zero-rate at the top of, right? Because that's the biggest driver of traffic. So it's what we did is we just tried to modify the proposition so that it's more appealing to the customer, but we definitely did not zero-rate it. Zero-rating is a very dangerous thing, right? Because we are in a market where it is the job of all of us in this ecosystem and this industry to teach customers how to use their phones and how to use the apps we think are important to them. Now, if we start giving away something for free that we have not managed to monetize, it's killing the ecosystem for all of us. So I know it sounds nice. I know we like to think that broadband internet is our birthright, but we live in Nigeria, right? And I don't think everybody knows that we cannot afford to do that. So we have to find a way to help our consumers know that you may not have roads, but you have the internet, and this can actually do what the roads don't have, does for you. No, it's true. I'm a big believer in the internet replacing a lot of missing infrastructure in the country, right? So we need to tell customers that there is value, and it's okay to pay for that value. Any other questions? Thank you.
Okay, round of applause for Adia. Remember, please, if you want to get in touch with her, you have any other questions for her, just speak at her at Adia Speaks. Okay, so another round of applause. I don't think that was loud enough. I think you did a great job. Welcome. Coming up next to speak about hyper-local possibilities and peer-to-peer commerce is the co-CEO of Deal Ladies Talking Fair. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Okay, so I think if you think around the way people have been speaking around this conference, there's a lot of discovery going on. And I think even from Inebuka's perspective, or from Sheyi and Bangole, the reason why I'm speaking here is because even when we were having conversations, we all found that there's a lot of thoughts going on, and no one can clearly say exactly where it's headed. So while I was trying to prepare this, I was told to basically come up with something around what we're doing, because we've been thinking around how we can take advantage of what's happening in the environment and how chat is driving everything we're doing. But I thought to myself that maybe it's better I sort of share a line of thought that can then basically give everyone else a different perspective about the way you see the evolution of chat, the evolution of the internet, and can basically bring that to a point where you really see it as an opportunity and not a threat. The only reason why a lot of people will assume it's a threat is simply because it's difficult to understand where it's headed. So as you can see, it's involved with the evolution of online commerce, and that's basically ensuring that your points to take advantage of whatever goes on. Because don't forget, with every change, they're going to be millionaires, right? No one is really losing, only people are gaining. So you have to go to do it. So for instance, how many people there are in e-commerce? Anybody? Good. Alright. Content distribution, social media, video distribution. Okay, good. So we have some people who this is going to be very relevant to. So can you go to the next? Okay, so we're going to start by looking at the average user activity on your app. So we're thinking about the future. Let's think the web, let's think the mobile web. Everything is currently happening on apps, right? Traffic, most consumption on the internet is going on here. So we have to think around what the basic user does on their phone, on their mobile, and how they're interacting with their apps. They're typically making calls, social chats. One key thing I want to point out here is you first of all have to think about the fact that you don't separate instant messaging or chat functionality from social any longer. They go together. That's the first line of thought. Understand that there's social without there can be social, right? But social and chat go together. So if you look at Facebook, you have Messenger, WhatsApp, everything you're seeing, maybe all these things, they're really social channels, they're not chats. You also have content, people are consuming content, photos, video, and information, whatever it is. And then e-commerce and payments are put together as one because that's basically anything you transact. So these are basically all the activities that are going on. And everyone that is involved in this space, we're all typically fighting for the attention of the user. So all the notifications and the emails that you get, everybody's trying to get you to say, come to where I am, this is me. Everybody's fighting for the attention of the user. There are too many activities and there's no time at all for any user. So you have to be very strategic in the way you approach, engaging with your users as we go. So if you look at the evolution that's occurring, and you look at the social channels and the activities that we just pointed out, you can see that most of these social channels, the messaging channels and social channels, have basically, there was a slight error here, but calls, social, chats, and content distribution is occurring on these channels. So most people are consuming content on social. You're reading, you're understanding, you're sharing information, you're making your calls. All these channels have basically aggregated all these things into one, and it's all occurring there. That's how people are making better decisions. So if you look at does anybody know Quick, for instance? Does anyone hear of Quick? So people, with all the information on the internet and everything that's going on, how people are sharing information is through interest, and that's why social and instant messaging is very key. Because you're more interested in what someone you're connected to, the person's social behavior. If you see they're interested in something, you also want to read it. And so that's how information is being filtered. So the one thing, in this context, I'm also not drawing, I'm drawing a Nigerian context because I'm looking at something that's very practicable that you're going to be able to take advantage of. In the Nigerian context, the only one thing that's sort of out of the box right now is e-commerce. That's the only thing that's not actively occurring on the social channel. That's the only thing that's still out of the box. But as Daniel mentioned, you will see that a lot of the social channels internationally have turned this on. So WeChat is huge in terms of commerce in China. WhatsApp is teaming up with WhatsApp is testing out payments with PayPal in Canada. BlackBerry also have turned on payments. We also have Facebook payments as well. Everybody's turning this thing on internationally. So it's going to come. We're not isolated. It just hasn't happened yet. And it's about positioning yourself when it's going to happen. Now, most of the e-commerce platforms, the typical way we get traffic is we go to these social platforms and we advertise, and we ask them, please come to my platform. But there's no activity going on here. There's no actual consumption, we're only repairing. Come put your advert out there and drive people there. So we can go to that. So we'll take a look at the next slide. No, oh yeah, so I mentioned something before. So you can see now, assume that in this slide, once they turn on commerce here, right? the referrals then become important. Because the transactions are already occurring here, right? So assume that all this was here and then e-commerce then joins here and you're an e-commerce platform and you're coming back to this platform to say, refer traffic to my site, let people buy. But the transactions are already occurring here. Right? You're going to be losing traffic because it's all there, you're not integrated. But most of these other activities are already going on there. So the first thing you have to think about is that referral strategy will become obsolete. The basic model of attracting consumers to your platform is dead. And does this mean death of e-commerce platform? Just as we asked, is this death of telco, is this death of messaging? Right? So one of the great things about social platforms is the way they look at their users. Right? To understand social, you need to think social. You need to look a bit closer at the users. So, if you look at a typical e-commerce platform, and what we look at, and what we term as a great user, we look at things like the average order value of the user is high, or happy, great. They're coming to the website a lot, fantastic. The churn rates are low, so the guys are coming, we're not losing too many customers, we're fantastic. They have a great CLV, the customer lifetime value, the amount of time they spend on your website over a long period of time is great. And we're cheering. So basically anybody that doesn't fall into these categories, whatever metrics you set, becomes someone you're not interested in. So you reduce your market. But if you're not thinking social, you have to take advantage of the evolving internet and where social is driving everything. You're basically losing a lot of the residual traffic that's coming on board because you don't consider them to be active. Right? So let's assume that we now begin to think social and want to take advantage of the opportunities that will go on board. So what are things that you think about? How many friends do they have? Right? What groups are they in? What conversations are they having? Then you can talk about AOV. Then you can talk about visits. Then you can talk about churn rates. Then you're asking yourself behavior changes. But the thing is this. If you don't even turn on the social activity on your platform, how would you get any of this information? So you have a million visits coming to your website, but you haven't turned on the things that would allow them to engage with other users on the platform, understanding consumer behavior, understanding how they share, understanding what they like, understanding the groups of content. So if you take a scenario, what you celebrate as a great user is someone who comes to your website every day and makes a huge purchase, or makes a huge purchase every month. But if you look in this context, and you open up social media channels, begin to allow consumers to have conversations, you might find people who might not buy so much, but they are great at advising. Right? So they come on your platform and they create conversations that help you sell. They create groups and they engage people amongst the platforms. So you begin to really understand user behavior, and it changes the way you segment. It changes the way you market, it changes the way you engage with your consumers, because you know a bit more about them. You know about their interests. You understand how they work. You understand how they aggregate. So you're thinking more socially. So assume that you've done all this, you've turned on social channels on your platform, right? You're allowing conversations go. You're speaking what next, right? So you think you have all this information, but it doesn't mean that you're really ready to engage in a socially driven world, because that's where it's headed. Let's all agree on something here. It's all out there. It's coming here. So if we don't think this way, we will lose out in the market. You have to prepare for this. So once you understand your active users, you have to think about what next. So as you turn on all your users on the platform, everybody will understand user behavior, but really, we're not at a point where you have as many users as Facebook or WeChat. So it's still a very small community, regardless of the information that you have about your users, right? You have power users, you have a lot of groups, you have a lot of engagement, but it's still a very small community. So you have two options. The first one is you can raise $1 billion and then make your platform social, right? You can go out, well, I have XXXX amount of users, and I want to make my platform social. I raise $1 billion, and then you move on and you can compete with Idemvia and Facebook and Zuckerberg and everybody and have fun. For us mere mortals, we have to think about other ways of doing it. So please move to the next slide. Now, this evolution here has shown that we completely remove referrals from our thinking about how we engage with social channels. What you're basically going to be doing is taking the users that you have on your platform, because it's about engagement and engagement strategies on these other platforms. Don't forget that if Facebook has WhatsApp has 900 million active users, without a clear strategy on how you're going to interact with WhatsApp, or you're going to interact with WeChat, your user is going to get sucked up into the 900 million. Right? So you're not going to take your users or just say that, oh, right, assume you don't turn your platforms on and understand how your users behave, right? And you go just sign up with WeChat or you sign up with any other social platform and say, hey guys, you sign up there, you can go there and visit without understanding how you're going to strategically with them. You're just going to go there and get sucked up in the middle. And someone who has a good strategy will take them on because they're looking for something. So what you do is, once you're able to aggregate this data around your users, you've created your group. E-commerce users then become a movement on social platforms. So if you're a fashion website, because you've aggregated all this information, you move into those platforms as a movement. What that then does on those platforms accelerates your growth and your awareness. So for instance, we have Larry from Drinks. Larry can get all the benefits for themselves on his platform on Drinks Energy, and they come on to WeChat under the Drinks platform with a group of benefits for themselves. Now assume that nobody knew anything about on WeChat, they know anything about Drinks Energy, but they also like medicine. What do? There's a group of benefits for themselves that are connected to Drinks Energy, right? What do they start doing then? They start spreading the word. So what the platform for eventually become is creating niche user interest. So when all the activities going on here, don't forget that the key integration here is you have to understand everything goes on here. So a lot of the sales that you're getting are probably going to be coming from here. So your platforms are not going to be generating extra niche user interest. It's like a residual traffic. Transactions, everything is occurring here. My group is making a lot of sales from here. Anything extra, I come over there. But without any clear strategy, without building up your plans, if you're looking at referrals already occurring here, nothing will work. So you have to have a very clear integration strategy when those payments start getting turned on the social channels. So the last slide is really just thinking about how you want to go. I'll give you 3 points. One is you need to understand your user behavior, very key and important. Yes, revenue is key. You need to raise money, you need to drive your sales, you need to do all those things. But there are a lot of things that you can do on your platform. Build up your comments, build up your groups, begin to allow users to exchange. If you have marketplaces, allow your consumers speak to the merchants. Don't be too scared about letting people converse. Everybody converses. It's a natural activity in life. And the director of Global Excellence said a comment that struck me and I stayed with me for a long time. The real technology is what you don't notice. So the more natural it is about how you feel, how you work, the better it is. Which is why things like material design of mobile apps is changing, because it tries to work with you, think the way you think. So it feels more comfortable when you use the devices and the way they are built now. It's the same way. If your platform is smoother, you're allowing conversation, overall users get more comfortable and get more relaxed on your platform. The second thing is enhance engagement on your platform. So you have to think strategically around sort of just telling people, I have a Facebook channel. It's about building the groups. These are things that the never assume that WeChat just wants a platform and there's a clear strategy around how you build it. And people have interest. The fact they are buying from you. One of the greatest things that e-commerce platforms have is the fact that a purchase is a validation of an interest, not even a like. A like can be a like. A purchase is a validation. So once you get that purchase, I guarantee you will like what it is you bought. When you're buying it for somebody, that person else, that person likes it. So we actually have the strength to know who validates what the true like will be. So you have to be able to engage and take advantage of these things. The final thing is we prepare to evolve as customers' focus will change. What I mean by this is, e-commerce companies might no longer be just transactional. Your business might change entirely. But if you think about yourself as when I sell this or I do this, you might not survive. So when the change is coming, when the evolution comes, also you have to relax. You might have been doing something for 10 years. As Adia mentioned here, telcos have to change the way they think. It's no longer bytes and minutes and bytes. They're thinking of other things. And you also have to think. The platform that you're known for, whatever it is you've been doing, the resources you've made might have to change as well. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it's the people that are left standing that are most important. Thank you.
They give me one of these, so I feel a bit like a futuristic call center operator. I feel kind of badass at the moment. Okay, any questions for Mr. Ife? One or two, max. Any questions in the crowd? No? Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. We love you guys, of course. Thank you. Okay, well it's time for, let me remind everyone, has anyone here downloaded WeChat already? Yes? Are you following me Central?
I'm not hearing now.
Okay, for those of you who are following us on the live streaming, if you don't know, you can't enter the raffle draw as well. Just make sure you download WeChat and follow WeCentral. It's time for our next speaker to come up, and he's from WeChat. Wait, so let me just talk to you, just one of them, don't mind me. This phone that we are saying, are you using, two, can I have one? You don't only one for people. They don't, nobody needs phones now, just me, no? Okay. Alright, what we say, we also talk about how WeChat can integrate into your business. Alright, round of applause.
Yes.
Take him away. Take her away, son.
Good evening again. Good evening everyone.
See off now.
Well, I'd like to say thank you for coming.
See off it there.
This event has been nothing without you.
No worry. I'm not. I just.
We truly live in interest.
Okay, the TV.
We live in an age where, thanks to mobile technology, people, brands, organizations can communicate faster than ever before. I think we're truly blessed to be alive during this period. I recall back in the day when I was in school, boarding school, to communicate to my folks, I had to send a letter. I had to take between 3 days to 2 weeks. Or even more if you're on work, maybe someone misplaced your letter. For you to get to your parents and come back. But today, sitting down here, you can speak to the world literally in a second. One of the platforms that make this possible is WeChat. Before I go, Shay, this is not working. One more time, just try. Okay. One of the apps that makes this possible is WeChat. Before I talk about WeChat, I want to talk about the owners of WeChat. So WeChat is owned by a company called Tencent in China. Tencent is one of the big internet companies out of China. Most Nigerians know about Alibaba because if you ask anyone in the world, we're a market. So it's very obvious that we will know about Alibaba. But Tencent is a huge company. It is the 4th largest internet company by market capitalization and revenue after Google, Facebook, and Alibaba. For people who are a little older, probably back in the day you remember QQ Messenger. That's also owned by Tencent, and after WeChat an evolution of QQ. The second company owns WeChat is Naspers. Naspers owns 34% of Tencent, and NASFAS owns a lot of the organizations or internet brands that we know in Nigeria today. So brands like OLX, we probably all deal with NASFAS one way or the other. When we watch TV, because they own DSTV. Football lovers here, you have to say thank you to NASFAS because they bring us Premiership every weekend. They own Super Sports. And they own a lot of other brands. So let me talk a little about. So what is WeChat? So the simplest definition of WeChat is a social communication platform. That's the easiest definition of WeChat. The cool thing to know about WeChat that in 4 short years, WeChat has grown to have over 600 million active users globally. Yes, most of them are in Asia. Yes, most of them are in China, but it gives you a sense of what's possible in terms of your business and how WeChat grows and the growth rate of WeChat. A lot of people ask me, what's the real differentiation within WeChat? And I'll talk about it a little later, but I just wanted to talk about the third point there. WeChat has a simple platform called official accounts. It's not a page or like a Facebook page. I didn't want to mention that. It's not a platform where you just simply communicate. It's a platform that enables communication, transactions, content consumption, and progress. In China, there are over 10 million official accounts. There are more official accounts than websites in China. So it gives you a sense of how powerful this platform is. So today we live in an age of convergence. Today I listen to radio on my phone, my torchlight when I need find something dark on my phone. I'll take a selfie on my phone. I will need to wake up at 6 p.m. for a meeting. It's all on your phone. So many things we do today are done on the phone. Similarly, a lot of activities are done on WeChat today in other markets. So whether you're trying to watch TV, you can watch TV on WeChat. You want to listen to it, you can listen to it on WeChat. You want to shop on your favorite e-commerce shop or store, you can do that on WeChat. You want to bet, you can do that on WeChat. You want to play games, you can do that on WeChat. It's simply incredible how robust platform is. It's simply incredible. And I think as we go forward, I'll show you just a tip of what's possible on WeChat. So let's talk about Nigeria, but what's important is that we're here in this market. You cannot talk about WeChat without showing or aligning it to the market. So I'll just share some numbers. So according to the NCC, at least at the end of 2014, sorry, there's someone calling me. So according to NCC, at the end of 2014, we had about 140 million mobile users in Nigeria. That's very good. And I'm really proud of Nigeria at this time. But you need to be careful about these numbers. I speak to a lot of startups and they throw this number out. You really need to be careful about this number. First of all, you know that I'm working too fast. These are not unique numbers, so you need to be careful. But it's incredible. It shows you the potential of the market. Same thing. So we have over 70 million internet users. Same thing. I probably have, actually I have 4 internet providers. So you need to be careful about this number. but it's important. It's very important. I think for WeChat, this is the important thing to us. Smartphone penetration. It's been growing, it's incredible. I thank you to the Chinese phones. Thank you to the Chinese phones. They're growing. It's incredible, and it's growing in a very, very short time. But this is what is very important to us. Because we're a native first application. So think about it. All the successful internet companies in Nigeria, the others, the world, right? But as startups, as business owners, you know that to truly get into data, you want to be native. Now, the problem about that is, or the problem with that is, in this market, it's really tough. People don't download it. They simply don't. And ask any major brand, they are probably struggling to get 1 million downloads in the Play Store right now. Ask any Nigerian big player, they are struggling right now. And you can attribute it to several things. Either the fact that we are not necessarily, as a nation, used to the app culture, could be the cost of data. It also could be the storage space on the phone. Because no matter what, whether you're using a high-end phone like my phone or a cheap phone, you probably take pictures, videos, and your storage goes up. But WeChat provides one platform where you can access almost anything you want to do. Almost anything. And that's the value of bringing it to the market. So let's go ahead. So a lot of people ask me, how many people are using WeChat? How many people are using WeChat? I'm not going to answer that. I'll just put it in this, put it in context for you. Out of every 10 smartphone user in Nigeria, one of them is using WeChat. And that happened in 1 year. So think about it. What will happen in 3 years? I'm serious. Another cool thing to know for us is, and I think this is what makes me excited every day and everything like that. Most of our users are organic. So yes, we made some noise on the radio. I can tell for free, we had no acquisition from them. We do some stuff, online digital advertising. We get some users, but most of our users are organic. So what's in WeChat? So everybody already knows instant messaging. We also have voice messaging. We have voice calls. So a lot of the things that you see the other players, the mainstream, that chat or social platforms doing now, they're actually copying WeChat because we've done this in Asia and we've been very successful. We also have video calls. And it's good. So imagine a platform that is designed for over 1 billion people. It works quite well. Location sharing. So for those of us that use the other app, you know you share your location, but it's static. So you share. If you move, the person following your location will go to that place. WeChat has real-time location sharing, and there's actually a cool story about this. When I went to China once, I don't speak Mandarin, and my translator entered another car, and I was stopped in Shenzhen. I was in a taxi where they don't speak English, everything is written in Mandarin, and I was stopped. The only way for us to meet at the destination was to use this. So this has literally saved my life. People never, it's a really cool feature that's the young ones like. So with this feature, you're able to connect with WeChat users within your geographical location. I think it's about 20 kilometers around you. I'll speed it up. So same thing, Shape helps you connect. By the way, WeChat is available on PC, Mac, and web. So again, most of the things you see the other people doing, we did it a long time ago. Stickers, this is very exciting. I'll show you this. And official accounts. I think, let me go ahead. I'll talk about. WeChat has animated emoticons, which just take your conversations to another level. So you have that guy who is annoying you, and just use Baba here. You want to say hi, you can use Monome, and when PhD and perform, you can use Bobo. So today, Bobo is available on WeChat. We'll be releasing Baba and Monome within the next two weeks. And the interesting thing about it is that this was designed by local Nigerian startups. So we're already adding value to the Nigerian tech ecosystem. So this was not done by anyone in China or South Africa. This was done by Nigeria, and it is for Nigerians. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think this is the major thing about WeChat, official accounts. So Ethop mentioned, and I think you were apt, your presentation was apt in terms of where we're going and the potential of how social or chat platforms can really integrate with commerce. Official accounts really enable this. The cool thing about it is that with WeChat's official account, you have all relevant APIs for mobile. So today we're struggling building Android apps. And the problem there is that as a young guy, you build it, you dump it on the Play Store, you're struggling with millions, hundreds of millions of other apps. How do people discover your platform? You don't have advertising budget. You really don't. And again, you now need to start building for Android or iOS or BlackBerry or Windows Phone. It's a lot of stress. But on WeChat, you build once, and you have access to all the mobile native platforms, and it reduces the time to market. So just build one, you have the native experience, and you're available on all of them. That is true value. At least that is true value in this market for the young ones. I'm trying to speak because we don't really talk about WeChat, we show WeChat, so I need to get into the demo. So I'll show you how it works. I'm not going to talk about it. I think you read it. Sorry. So I'll just leave that, you can read that while I set up the demo. Guys, I need your help. After them stop chatting. Okay, so I think I'll start. They need to stop. I think we'll start from home. So this is your regular WeChat user interface. So we're all used to chat. That's what we're used to with grown up on. Before going to official account, maybe I should just show you one or two things. Do I have time? Okay. So I was talking about people nearby. I assure you, university students are like this. So basically, it's you can connect with people using WeChat within a 20-kilometer radius, and you can understand why I say university students like it. We also have an interesting feature called Shape. I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to mobile. Forgive me.
What time do you think they should What time do you think they should schedule to terminate? What time do you think they should schedule to terminate?
It's like 1.5 hours from now. Okay, that will finish, have maybe not less than 30 minutes now.
Give a card here. Give me the card here.
Is it?
Give me the card here.
Card.
Sorry about that. So you know, let's go into official accounts.
That's one thing.
So to get to official accounts,
Don't
we
worry.
click on contacts and it's up there somewhere.
What do you have you on here?
We have some interesting official accounts, but we'll start from home just to show you what's possible.
Okay.
So this is BitFM's official account. WeChat official accounts have menu structure. So just like you have many categories within your app, you can have that within WeChat. And you can link it up to different stuff. So I'm going to click on listen. Brings in the player.
Someone that has done like
As Ola editor.
so anytime
Of course, it depends on the quality of the internet.
sound at any level.
Well, I'll show you the
Fly line arrays,
Yeah.
fly, TBS, anywhere. So anytime you get a function.
I hear someone trying shit. You probably connect to someone in Asia right now. This is from WeChat. I have 2 minutes. Okay, let's put it on. Okay, so we can do that on radio, we can do that on TV. I'll do show you TV, but don't move ahead. Let's play. So we built something for AS Roman. I know we don't really go to Syria, but it shows you what's possible. So we built an official account for AS Roman. In addition to having news and stuff, you can do no. I'm so sorry. So we built a prediction application within WeChat for AS. So for guys who are interested in betting, they are really not going to let me finish the presentation. For guys who are interested in betting, you can actually create your app within WeChat. I'm just going to move ahead since I have 2 minutes.
You don't have 2 minutes again.
You won't even have anything.
Another interesting one. So you were talking about commerce. This is for Amazon in India. So imagine, again, categories. Let me buy something for babies. It comes in as rich media cards. Now the cool thing about this is with rich media cards you can deliver anything. Video, audio, images, you can link it to your app or comments, and you can actually transact. I think to end, I'll show one where you can transact in South Africa.
I don't have Bible. You have to buy it.
Your network is not working. Is that here? Your network. Let me get that here now. Please. This is not WeChat. I assure you. Someone help me, please. Okay, I'm stuck here. I'm just going to go. Let's actually try to transact. So Order In is a food delivery platform in South Africa. Let's see if this works. So I'm gonna say delivery. Remember back in the day when, well, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, you're trying to update your OS, and back the time I had a laptop which was a movable desktop, so I'm updating my OS and it takes light. It's not a good situation to be. Guys, help me please. Hi there. She has disappeared. Okay. Because this will affect all the other guys that are presented, right? What's that? No, I need the Wi-Fi because we're using Apple TV to project. Okay, guys, I really don't know what to do. I think I'll end it here.
We're going to do while we try to figure that out, because the next thing coming up is a demo, but a couple of points just before.
There is one channel that is
any
on.
questions
I don't know
about
that channel.
how WeChat tends to want to engage businesses? Okay, one question here, and then one here. Okay, so what start here and then.
Let them go small spot. Let them go to the stage. Oh.
No, it's okay.
You can't see his face.
Okay.
Let that lady.
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for that presentation. I think anyone that has downloaded WeChat will know it works. I've tried it, I did it all and it's so cool, it's just so cool. But I think the reason why a lot of us technology entrepreneurs are here is to know how can we actually get this service. I read about savings accounts, I read about subscription accounts, I read about some things. How can we start using it? I'm interested in how do we start using it right now.
Thank you very much, and thank you for wearing the WeChat hat. Thank you. So it's pretty simple. Simply go to apply.wechat.com. There's a form in there. Fill it. Typically what happens is, because it's not your regular pay, an app, we have to validate and
It's the white distinction. That's why,
because we're exposing our APIs. So simply go to apply.wechat.com. It will go through the approval processes. It will one way or another reach us. And once approved, it takes an average of 2 weeks for your account, the shell, to be set up. From there, you can start building up. Thank you.
Next question.
Where's the mic?
Well, just one question, please.
No, both are kind of related.
Pardon? They're kind of related. Can you compress it into just the one question?
Okay. First has to do with development. What are you doing for the ecosystem when it comes to development? It's easy to say we can do this. It's more difficult for people here that have ideas to get developers that can do this now. How are you trying to grow that? Second thing has to do with e-commerce. Has to do with funding accounts, cash, we're all in it for the money. How do I get my money? How do I get paid? A lot of people are using BlackBerry to make sales today. A lot of people are using other chat products to make sales, but they have to take payments out of the solution. How are you looking to address that? Getting payments on your solution as fast as possible.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, we've actually started, that's why we're having this event, in regards to the technology ecosystem. So, for us, this is the first step. So, the aim out of the idea from, I don't know if it's what you mean, was to identify about 10 startups that will partner with, that will probably adopt to kickstart, because at the end of the day you need to tell a story. So these 10 startups are a way of telling that story. There are other things we are doing in the back end in terms of trying to upskill the market, because you need good developers. You need guys that are good UI guys. You need good UX guys. So already in the back end, we're partnering with the likes of Tech About, the likes of Mobile Monday to identify, but we need, it's a journey. So I think you get there and you begin to see things, more of things like this, where we are talking to the developer community, when we are talking to the entrepreneurial community, and we're 1 year, so we'll get there. Regarding payments, I think, like idea indicated, you need to collaborate with a number of players. We can't do that without them. Those conversations have started. Again, it's a journey. Again, we need to educate people. So it's not really been an easy journey for us in terms of educating, because you can only imagine what you are used to. So most people, we follow the West, so North America, Europe, and the platforms from those regions don't do what we do. So my team were constantly talking to the right people, and I assure you, we'll get there.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I have a round of applause? I don't think any more questions, but he's still around. Just to remind everyone, we have one more demo, but we also have right after that the raffle draw. So to correct myself, we actually have two Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. So two of them are being given away. Do you know what to do? Yeah, download it now. You have like 5 minutes. Okay. So download WeChat and follow WeChat and then you'll be eligible. So now it's time for a live demo. We've heard about what WeChat can do or what it does, and now we're going to see from Emotu Balo, who's the co-founder and CEO of Tracklist. He's going to go ahead and show us a live demo of what WeChat is doing, or how WeChat has been integrated with his own business. So can we have a round of applause for Emotu?
Good evening. My name is Emotu Balo. I'm the co-founder of a fashion e-commerce company called Tracklist. Tracklist is a marketplace. It allows small and medium-sized sellers to participate in e-commerce. We have created, the technology and the operational infrastructure that allows people to essentially participate. What we also realize is communication is a really important part of any kind of business. Today's world is full of messaging applications. However, not a lot of them actually provide the opportunity for businesses to leverage what they have. WeChat is not one of them. So with WeChat, what we've gone ahead to do is create the integration, which is a demo of the capabilities of WeChat. Essentially, we're able to embed our e-commerce platform and some of the functionality into the messaging infrastructure that WeChat provides. As Idemir mentioned before, it's an official account. We have had the opportunity to create our own account, and it's right there live right now on WeChat, even though our integration is still in its early stages. So I'll just go ahead now and show a full demo as to what we've been able to accomplish so far. Once you, let me start from the beginning. So you go to Contacts, Official Accounts, and we search for track list. So you say tracklist.com. Okay, he's already had it on his phone, so it no longer shows the introductory message. With our integration, we created the menus as well as the chat bot. So the bot essentially allows you to speak to our server via WeChat. One of the first things you will do would be to request a menu by just simply typing menu. And then it shows you, it brings up all of the functionality you can do. For the demo, we limited it to just being able to browse the different categories on our platform. So if you want to see products from the men's category, you can just say men, and then it will show you a list of different things. So these are the categories: accessories, shoes, bags. If you also want to be able to search for a category you already know, say for instance men's shoes, you can type shoes, and then it will show you, if you type in shoes now, it will bring up shoes in general. So it will bring up the shoes on the platform for both male and female, and clicking on any of them should take you to the shoe on track list, where you can basically complete the transaction by looking at it, purchasing it, and doing other things with it on the platform. Beyond this, some of the other things we want to be able to accomplish with it is more interactive communication in terms of help and support, in terms of being able to look through the catalog of products that merchants have on the platform, in terms of being able to actually process a complete transaction from the chatbot. We know that instant messaging is the quickest thing for anybody to do, so leveraging that is something that we want to be able to capitalize on. The other side of it also is the menus at the bottom here. So we've also been able to integrate the 3 different categories I mentioned. So you see women, men, women, and kids, and additional activity here. So like logging in, registering on our platform. So if you click on any of these ones, it would okay, sorry. I think our internet problem is back. It would basically load the category, and then it would show the products on it. So this takes you to the website, and then here you can interact with our platform and make your order. Well, that's basically what we've been able to accomplish with the WeChat application. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please. So if you have any questions for anyone? Nobody, somebody already asked about how to make money from the app. Okay, here's a question right here.
Let them move on.
So my question is, I was just using the application there, and there's no difference from going to tracklist.com and using it here. It's not to check out the regular way. So when will I be able to pay I would rather go to the website to buy the experience. Okay.
So, with what we've done today, we essentially accomplished this in a short period of time. We have explored the platform to a certain degree, and we basically decided to limit the functionality we have chosen to display here today. Some of the other things we want to be able to accomplish is actually completing a transaction via WeChat. By way of online payments, that may not be very possible now, due to the limitations of our environment. But other things, other kinds of transactions should be possible once we're done completing our integration. So right now it's a basic product view, a basic link to the website beyond the rich media parts that show you the category we currently have.
It was very short. How many hours? Like 3 hours, right? So it took them a very, very short time, and this is within the last couple of weeks to do that. This is not the true experience or native experience on WeChat. But we wanted one of our guys to show you the demo. To be frank, most people would have given you a PowerPoint, but we wanted to show the real thing. So this is not the true experience of WeChat. So we're going to be playing, because we don't work, we're going to be playing the trackers within the next few months. And believe me, just watch this space.
Nita, she's outside. No, not the camera guy, the lady. She's talking on the back.
So, you wanted to have like the programming skills to be able to do this connection, but really, I think the truth is many of us that are starting off something in e-commerce or other things, the truth is that most of us don't have we don't know how to program and all, but we understand entrepreneurship, we understand how to bring resources together and make it better out of it. Because me personally, I'm very intentional that if this will not involve me writing programs and all, I should be able to get my hands on it. But if it's going to lead to me knowing that I need to go to put one slash and talk and this thing and I know the problem. So it has to be seamless, it has to be easy, it has to be easy to relate to it, and it has to be user friendly. So I want to know, because from what you were showing the other time, I know it's not straight. I should be able to connect the track list, see categories on top, click one place, it gives me a showdown. This is just like a computation, and I don't want to do that. I want to navigate up and down. So I want to know if that is very possible. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for wearing your WeChat hat. To answer your question, yes. Depending on what you're doing, we have two models within the back end of WeChat. One is a simple one, which is what you want, where you can literally, it's like building bricks, like film them. So you build your menus, you label them, you link them to actions. Most of WeChat, we believe that messaging is at the heart of mobile. So most of the interactions are like real human conversations. So if, for instance, you want a menu to fetch maybe a link or an RSS feed, you can do that and they will appear as rich media files. You can upload your pictures in the back end. So depending on what you want to do, yes, the answer to your question is yes, you don't need programming skills. But to truly get or use the power of WeChat, you need to be a developer or partner with a developer. I think that's one thing we're getting wrong in our market. We always want to do it alone. I think you are stronger when you find those partnerships that will help you build your business. So my recommendation to you, find someone. And you guys, you are a marketing guy, and I can see you're a marketing guy. Do the marketing. Let him do the work. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone.
Sorry, just a comment after that. It may be worth your while to explore getting a group of developers together to support guys like that. So it's like you can find the DSTV guy standing outside there. There will be 20 people that can connect your box, so you can sort something like that out.
And final question.
Okay, I'd like to find out, this question goes to you actually. How would it be for us to integrate the existing payment platform like GT Mobile Money, PayPal, QuickTel? Have you guys been talking to them? Because like the other guy said, you never go to side. I think I know why. I want to look through those guys, the guy that does the demo. I want to look through his menu and proceed straight to checkout. And if I don't have that option, instead of using WeChat, I'd rather go to his site. So,
okay, thank you. So, a baby learns to crawl before they learn to walk. Some babies, like my baby, will try to walk and fall down. So, I told you, we know the need in this market. I assure you, we know the need. It's not like we've not done it. We are very successful at it. But we need to crawl. So we're crawling right now. I'll let you know when we're running. Thank you.
Okay, round of applause. Okay, it is now time for the rapid draw on inevitable. So I'm very unhappy. But it's okay. I'm still okay. Hopefully the guys who are watching the live stream right now know that they're also eligible, and we're going to be back to conduct the rapid draw live so that we can see who are the winners of our 2 Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. People are getting rested. Even me, I want to know who's going to win, because I'm going to try and figure it out before you go. You ready? Yes. Okay, a round of applause for the raffle.
Okay, you all have WeChat? Downloaded? Will we start? So how many new users do I have? Okay, have you followed WeCentral? No? No? Should we wait for them?
Make this guy, make sure you get him.
I'm trying to help you, I'm waiting.
No wait.
Okay, so you see 3 menus, right?
Yes.
You see the menu on the right? africaBeta, right? Click on africaBeta. Actually, I'm messing with you, that's not what I'm messing with you guys. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Lower left hand corner, you'll see a keyboard. So when you click on it, you can chat. Type Nigeria. When you type Nigeria, you see a rich media card. Click on it. I don't want to do it because I might win. I just want to know if you guys are getting there. So if you start and win. So now you scratch your screen. Copy. They are sorry. So the winner should see a phone. Use that name. So you got it? You got it? You got it? Just come now, let's see now. Hey, so you guys are setting me up. We are supposed to have only one winner.
So I can play songs.
You know what? I'll be both of you. Sorry. So why you raising me here? Why? What's going on? Sorry. Wait.
Just 2. The first 2.
The first 2 that came out now.
No. The first 2 can't get out.
I would have. I'm seeing more. I still want to have a job. Okay, sorry. I'm like, if you calculate it, guys, what's happening?
First two.
This guy. Okay. First of all, you're like 5, right? How many? Not to say which I cannot handle it. We'll give it. Wow. Okay, let's try again. Are you sure? So this one you have to be sharp and smart to win this one. So I show it. Yeah. Okay, so type WeChat X. It's a quiz. WeChat X. One word. WeChat X. It's a quiz. So we know. I think they're like one word. WeChat X. How far? You need to be, you want to be free from answer those questions. I need one of those, please. How far now? There's a leaderboard. It's the top one. So the winner is, if you are top on the leaderboard and the first person, they are not easy questions. You need to ask you, I'm not So there are 5 questions. There are 5 questions. Some of them. You guys don't be stressing. We're live. The world is watching. It's probably internet.
What's finished?
What do you say? It's not good. You guys are not on. My technical team is saying it's your network. Guys, how far? Try it. So, maybe it's a way of hashing my prayers. I'm already giving a lot of content. But this is not nice, guys. We're now. Nowadays, I think you should try it. You might win.
Smash and grab. I'm just going to learn a little bit more. I just have to do a thing for that reason. I don't know if that's going to work.
That was which kind? Is that that's what just coming?
What we're going to do now, while we're trying to get this last competition going is we're going to have Bankole Oluwafemi give the vote of thanks today. Please give him a round of applause.
We are coming.
So please try to
I guess today's your lucky day. You get to run away. But at some point, I'm sure there's going to be more offers and deals and stuff. So people actually want bones. That's insane. What am I here? It's been an amazing event. Everyone, thank you so much for coming. I'd like to thank, first of all, our sponsors, WeChat. A round of applause for them. They've been on quite a number of phones, so that's good. And thank you for supporting such a great conversation. Momo is, obviously the thing that is happening right now. It's been so for years, but what we're seeing is this interesting trend where people are just doing more and more stuff with it, and that next level of interaction is all applications still today. I think it was very useful for everyone that was here, and the insights that we've taken away from the speakers while we get to at some point will be useful for us going forward. So thank you for coming and participating. Thank you, speakers. Adia So, thank you so much for inspiring us. Thank you, Ita. We learned so much from your experience, just doing e-commerce in this market for the past few years. And of course, thank you, Lamide, for just keeping everything together. MOT for putting on quite a great show. He's one of the more impressive entrepreneurs doing stuff in this ecosystem, and I was really proud to see that he's not only doing something that is that's gotten so much traction, but he's also moving to the next level, doing strategic partnerships. So this thing that he's done on the WeChat platform, I think is one of the things that is just going to be on ramp, taking on the next level. And of course, thanks to everyone that has honored our invitation, just come here to be part of this. We're so grateful. Some of it was last minute, so everybody didn't find out about this until yesterday, day before yesterday, and you're here. I'd like to thank you very much for coming. Of course, after now, we'll be putting the whole of the footage together for you to, check out, rewind, recapture some of the, insights that were here. So it's not all just going to go away. And of course, you can follow the hashtag to see everything else happening. It's africaBeta, WeChat, and this again is happening very, very soon. We'll let you know sooner than you think. The next africaBeta. So thanks once again for coming. Have a good one.
Until you send the link.
Well, thank you again for coming, and as you can see, drinks and stuff are moving around, so please enjoy, network, meet everybody. Thank you again for coming, and have a good day. My name is Daniel. Good night.
Let's